Welcome back to Sahara TV. My name is Rodolfo Okonkwo. When the news emerged last week that the ruling All Progressive Congress party in Nigeria, that the leader of the party, Mr. Bola Tinubu, was under pressure to leave the party, a commentator chipped, and I quote, "If Bola Tinubu leaves APC, APC is finished. If he stays in APC, APC is finished." That gives you a glimpse of the crisis that has engulfed the Nigerian ruling party. Our next guest was elected into the Nigerian Senate under the auspices of APC. He is a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, representing Kogi West Senatorial Zone. He's also the founder and the executive secretary of the Anti-Corruption Network. Senator Dino Melaye, welcome to Sahara TV.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Let me start. We all know to say that there's crisis in APC is more like an understatement. It escalated when Bukola Saraki maneuvered his way and he was elected as the president of the Senate. You supported him, and you've said that you don't have any regrets in supporting him for that position against the wishes of majority of senators in his own party. Now, my question for you is, do you see Bukola Saraki as someone that represents that change which Nigerians voted for?
Anyway, I want to start by saying categorically that you are not correct at all by saying that Bukola Saraki manipulated his way into office.
No, I said maneuvered. I didn't say manipulated.
Okay, maneuvered. Yeah. The same thing. I did not agree with that he maneuvered his way into office. From information available to me as an insider, the election of Bukola Saraki followed due process of law, and there was no breach of any extant rules of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So if you say maneuver, that's a derogatory term.
Okay, but this didn't follow the typical process where all the senators would sit in and then there will be an election. Most of the senators were not there.
It is not imperative that all senators must be seated. That is why you have in Order 10.1 of the standing rules of the Senate that there must be a quorum before the election of Senate President, the Deputy Senate President, and possibly principal officers of the National Assembly. And since there's a stipulated law that minimum you need is a quorum, and a quorum in our parlance in the Senate is 38 senators. And since there were more than 38 senators on that day, following a letter of proclamation from the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to the National Assembly, the proclamation letter of Mr. President was read, and the 8th Senate was declared open in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution, which the President already complied with by sending a letter of proclamation to the National Assembly. So the election of Bukola Saraki, I still insist, followed due process, and no rules of this country, or part of the rules in this country, that was abused or trampled upon.
Okay, let's leave that because we don't have time to waste on that. Nobody's arguing whether it was legal or not. But let's talk about him as a person. Do you think that he is a symbol, that he represents that change that Nigerians voted for?
And from my point of view, Bukola Saraki is a responsible Nigerian, is one of those who fought laboriously for the change we are clamoring for. He joined Mr. President in most of the campaigns. He laboriously also participated in every process that led to the emergence of Mr. President and the enthronement of APC government in this country. So I can say categorically that from my point of view, he is academically qualified, he is constitutionally qualified, he is credible, he is experienced, and he has what it takes to be the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And secondly,
go ahead.
I am from the north central part of this country, and all politics are local, and having qualified by all constitutional and moral obligations, I also supported him because the north central zone would have been shortchanged if we do not produce the Senate President.
Mm-hmm. Now, I want to know, you are currently, you're still a member, or you're still the founder and the executive secretary of this anti-corruption network. Have you been following news reports of corruption charges against Senator Saraki?
Yes, I do not live my life based on rumors and newspaper speculations. The day Bukola Saraki is indicted by a competent court of law as having violated any section of our rules, that day it will be seen not only by me, but by many as one who has committed a crime. But for speculations on the pages of newspapers or rumors or blackmail from people of inordinate ambition, capricious manifestation, and reaction formation, I will not take that seriously.
Now, you recently said that your supporter for Saraki was responsible for the problem you are having with your challenger, the PDP candidate that ran against you, Smart Adeyemi. You are saying that Bola Tinubu is now supporting Smart in his challenge to your election. Where does that stand? Are you still standing on that Tinubu is actually supporting a PDP candidate against you?
I will also want to ask you if I granted you any interview in this regard.
No, but I'm saying news reports. I'm talking about what is in the news report. Unless you're saying that newspapers are wrong, and some of the things that you tweeted to, you made reference to that.
Yeah, I never. Please, I want you to make reference to any of my tweets that stated what you have just said.
But you were aware of the news report that said that these were the things that you were, or your position on that.
I have no prerogative and powers to determine what any newspaper will write.
All right.
One thing I want to state clearly is that I granted an interview to a particular reporter where I stated that one senior correspondent in Abuja
told you
no, please.
Okay.
Don't put words into my mouth. I'm the one responding to your question.
Okay, go ahead.
Where I said that person is trying to collaborate with the former Minister of Justice to manipulate the process and see how justice can be evaded. In my case against Smart Adeyemi. So if newspapers houses have decided to coin that into any other person's name, that is not my pronouncement.
So you are saying here that we can go on and say that Tinubu is not supporting Smart Adeyemi against you. Is that what you're saying?
I do not have the celestial powers to read anybody's mind. So but what I'm telling you is that the name Bola Tinubu was not mentioned by me.
All right.
But the person accused seemingly is close to very close to our leader Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to other things. Next week, Buhari will be coming to America to visit Obama and meet with people in America. Do you have any expectations from that trip in terms of what you expect him to come back with, the kind of results that you think will be successful?
Yeah, basically, I want to start by saying that we thank God for the life and person of President Muhammadu Buhari, whom I have tagged the nemesis of corruption in this country. And we thank God that he is gradually repositioning Nigeria in the international community, and we are gradually getting respected because of the person and personality of President Muhammadu Buhari. We give God the glory. But talking about his visits to the United States of America, I see a lot of positives coming out of that visit, because for the first time we are getting this type of historic invitation having come out from times of vicissitude, times of valuation, perilous times in this country as a result of a satanic or maladministration of the past government. But I want to assure Nigerians that the meeting and the visit will be very positive, because we will capitalize on this very high reputation that Buhari have attracted to Nigeria now, to make sure that we gain a lot from that visit. one of the cardinal positive advantage of that visit, I'm sure, will be the military assistance from the United States of America on the missing Chibok girls. I want to believe that the diplomatic tie between Nigeria and the United States of America will be strengthened. I want to believe that that opportunity will also help in terms of investment for this country, in terms of attraction of foreign investors in this country, and also in terms of social and economic relations.
Now, there is a new wave of attacks by Boko Haram members across Nigeria. What do you think is responsible for that? People are saying that 6 weeks before the election, Jonathan was, the government, the former government, they were at the point where they almost got to the point where they reduced the attacks. But suddenly it has blown up as if there's something that the new government is not doing, that the old government was doing. What is responsible? How do you interpret what's going on now?
I want to start by saying that Boko Haram is not the creation of the Buhari administration. Boko Haram was poorly managed by the past administration. And I want to tell you that the first step taken by this very responsible president of ours was to relocate the high command of the entire military to the troubled zone, the northeastern part of this country. That was very strategic. And you do know that we should not expect miracles. The war is tactical in nature, and it's going to take a lot of strategy and tactics to overcome it. And I want to believe that with the resilience, with the intellectual and military sagacity of our president, this will be overcome. And it is because this particular government is drawing close to ending this war. That is why you are seeing the barrage of attacks from every end, because their days are numbered. And I want to tell you that information available to me is very clear that very soon, by the grace of God, we shall celebrate the end of Boko Haram in Nigeria.
Now, when you were talking about Saraki, you talked about him as someone from your zone. You're part of the North. Most people who look at the appointments so far made by Buhari, they had issues with the spread of that appointments. What is your take on that? Do you think that it shouldn't matter, or do you think that people who are complaining that it didn't cover the most part of Nigeria, especially when you look at the critical part, the security services, what is your take on that?
The truth of the matter is that anyone complaining about this appointment so far by President Buhari not having federal character is just being myopic. The president is yet to make appointments that have constitutional mandates. Most of the appointments made are personal appointments, or in most cases, is personal aides. And I want to say that these are just information from people of inordinate ambition. These are informations and blackmail from people who definitely do not want this government to stabilize and do what Nigerians are yearning for. I want to assure you that the President Muhammadu Buhari is a detribalized Nigerian. He's not ethnic conscious. He's not religious conscious. He is one who believes in one united Nigeria and even fought to keep Nigeria together. So for me, that's very baseless. And I want to assure you that all his appointments will be federal in nature, will carry federal character, and there will be spread and equitable distribution of power.
Now, let's come to your state, Kogi State. A lot of people look at it and they say it's like a mini Nigeria. And there's an election coming up for the governor of the state. And people write us and they say they are dissatisfied with the candidates. Who are you supporting? And do you think that Kogi State is the sick child of Nigeria?
I want to start by saying that Kogi State is not only sick, but equally suffers from what I call a dreadful congenital abnormality. There is therefore an instantaneous need for amelioration, for palliation, for correction. We are sick as a state, no development whatsoever. And as I speak to you, teachers, civil servants have not been paid for a year. Primary schools were shut down for 1 year. It's the most backward state in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But I want to assure you one thing. I do not know who is going to become the president. I do not know who is going to become the governor of Kogi State. But I know that PDP will not have their way in Kogi State. I assure you that APC is going to form the next government in Kogi State. I may not be categorical on who is going to be the candidate of the APC, but I can assure you that PDP will bow and fall to APC in Kogi State, because our state needs rescuing. And by the special grace of God, all hands must be on deck to celebrate the political obituary of PDP in Kogi State.
Now, the Senate has been on vacation for weeks now, and they will remain on vacation until, I think, July 21st. Now, have you gotten your first paycheck for the month as a senator?
Yes, I've been paid my salary.
Will you be able to tell us
my salary?
Will you be able to tell us how much you were paid?
Yeah, I was paid 1.4 million.
For a month?
Yes.
Okay, and you felt that you did enough work that deserved that payment?
That's your question is relative.
No, just answer. You can tell me you did or you did not.
I'm saying it's relative because the job of the Senate is not only in the chambers.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because people want to know. That's why I'm asking the question on behalf of the people. But let me ask.
You're right, and people have people should ask questions. People should know what have information on what they need to know. But what I'm trying to make you understand is that I've received my first salary, and I'm actually expecting the second.
Okay. Now, there was a time you displayed pictures of your home, your cars, and assorted assets, and it made people to question, as an anti-corruption fighter, what point were you trying to make? Were you trying to display that to make people feel you are well off, or were you? What is the goal of that? I saw the pictures and I didn't understand the goal. What did you accomplish by that?
Again, I also fault your. I want to choose my language now. I fault your question, and I fault your presentation, because in journalism, I believe there's something called investigative journalism, and I do expect that before you conclude on a story, you need to hear from the other side. And I'm surprised that you are very, very sure of this statement, saying that I posted pictures of that is totally not true. And that shows that you did not carry out due diligence, you did not carry out your investigation.
But that's why we have you here. We want you to, if it's wrong, you clear it.
You were categorical. You said I posted.
Well, that's what the report says. And you didn't.
You don't just report what people say. The internet is garbage in, garbage out. As I'm speaking to you right now, I can call you a demon and press the green button, and it's out there on Google. So what
I'm saying is, I didn't see where you came out to say this was not from me. This was.
No. You didn't ask me a question. You should accept your fault that you did not ask me a question. You were conclusive.
But I'm looking at your Twitter.
I posted. That's a subordinate identifier clause.
Okay. Wait, Senator. Are you saying that your Twitter account is wrong, or did someone hack into it? Because I'm looking at your account and I'm seeing your Lamborghini or a car. I don't know. I think it's a Lamborghini. Did someone post it for you?
With due respect, please, I do expect that there are ethical procedure even in journalism. I have a Twitter account that is open. Go to my Twitter account and see where I posted.
We're going to put it up. I'm looking at it, but it's not on the screen as we talk.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay.
You have to prove that on my Twitter account I posted my bedroom, I posted a power bike, I posted this. People went to get pictures. I'm not denying that the Lamborghini is mine. It's my car. Every human being have a passion, and cars one of my passion, and they are not products of corruption. As a Nigerian, I've never done government contracts in my life, whether local government, state or federal. I am a transparently honest Nigerian when it comes to issues of corruption and anti-corruption. So I am not denying the ownership of the car, but I did not post those pictures. And People, they went ahead to even post wines with my picture and label. I did not post any of those pictures. So what I expected is you ask me a question, not to join the bandwagon of lies and deception.
No. If it wasn't in your tweet, if it wasn't in your own account, I wouldn't say that. I'm looking at your account. I'm seeing you sitting.
I'm telling you that I did not post. Those pictures.
So you don't handle your own account. Someone else does that. Is that what you're saying?
You cannot find that posted by me.
All right.
People put together these pictures, put together those pictures and posted it.
Or using your own account.
Pictures, or 4 or 5 pictures. Posted it, and even posted it on my page.
Wow. All right. Let's leave that. If you are saying that, obviously.
Once I am mentioned, it will reflect on my page.
No. Okay. All right. We are going to show our viewers when we show this interview. We're going to show them pictures and the Twitter account, and then we can talk about that later. But let me ask you this: you have over 165,000 followers on Twitter, and you've sent out over 64 tweets. So you are big on social media.
I've sent 64,000, not 64.
Yeah, 64,000. Yeah. So you are big on social media. What do you think the role of social media in this democracy? I mean, in the last 5 years. What is your take on that?
The social media is an emerging media outlet to the whole world. It's very, very veritable, very, very sound. And my advice is that people should key into social media because it has its own selected targeted audience, and it should be a very strong means of communication, of information dissemination, and even orientation.
Can you remember when you have sent out a tweet or dealt with the public that you felt that you disappointed them?
To the best of my knowledge, I've done all I have done within the ambit of law.
No, I'm not saying it's illegal, that you failed them. Have you felt that way after sending out a tweet or something? No?
Failed how? If I feel I sent the wrong tweet, I will withdraw it.
Have you done that in the past 1 year?
Withdrawing what I have sent out?
Yes.
No.
No. All right. What about the reaction, people's reaction to your tweets? Do you think that they were?
I want to beg your pardon. Is this an investigative interview, or you really want to?
No, you
my
said
comment on national issues.
No,
because you are going private, and you are beginning to sound as if I'm reading City People.
No, I just want to get your general view of you are big, you are participating, and it's a major.
Sahara TV and Sahara Reporters is a very respected, responsible media outfit. And if you don't ask me questions as a Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ask me questions that center on national issues, and stop prying into my private life.
But you post it on social media. It's no longer private.
Is this question about my Twitter?
No, it's not. It's not. But you just said that we didn't investigate, and we are talking about issues on your Twitter account, and you can't even respond to that.
You did not investigate, and if I posted anything, everyone knows that I'm a fearless character, and I will say the truth, not minding whose horse is guard. If I post, I have never hidden my face from whatever I do. I challenged President Goodluck Jonathan, who was #1 man in this country. Against all odds, I protested on the streets of this country, protesting maladministration, even when it was dangerous to do so. So if I posted a tweet, I will accept I posted a tweet. But now your interview is becoming personalized, and as if you are trying to dig up something about my private life.
All right, let's leave that topic. Now, one last question. Before you got elected into the Senate, you made a name for yourself as a champion of anti-corruption. The Senate, where you are a leading voice, is full of individuals with questionable characters and a lot of people with unresolved cases pending at the EFCC and National Drug Law Enforcement Agencies. And I'm asking, Nigerians are wondering, how are these people who are potentially lawbreakers going to be performing as lawmakers, and you are going to be...
Everyone who has a questionable character or have been wrong in the past, as Executive Secretary of Anti-Corruption Network, We have written protest letters, we have written petitions to the EFCC, and I cannot, as a senator, take over the responsibility of the anti-graft agencies.
All right. Senator, we are totally out of time. We appreciate you coming on our program today, and we hope we will continue to talk to you in the future. Thank you so much for joining us.
The pleasure is mine.
All right. That was Senator Dino Melaye, who had a very interesting conversation with us. I hope you stay tuned and keep watching Sahara TV.